my name is Veronica Davis. I am a licensed professional counselor here in the Mobile and surrounding area. I have partnered with Phases EAP to offer stress management tips for the healthcare professional. As you know, COVID-19 has brought about many unique challenges for the healthcare professional and on the job as well as at home. And so today I want to talk to you about a few do's and don'ts when we're talking about effective management of stress. I would like to focus on the don'ts at first because I want to end on a high note. So some of these tips may seem very familiar to you, but that's okay. Sometimes we need a lot of reminders to do the things that we need to do to take care of ourselves as we are working hard and diligently to take care of others. And so in the don't category, don't use alcohol or illicit drugs, to help you cope with stress. So as we know, the use of substances definitely creates that risk for substance dependency and substance abuse. And so since we're dealing with so many stressors, we may be a little more tempted to drink a little more to help us calm down and help us wind down at the middle of the night so that we can relax. We also may be tempted to use other substances to give us the energy that we need in order to perform on the job. Well, because we're using these substances, again, that puts us at greater risk for substance abuse and or substance dependency. So don't use illicit drugs or substances to help you manage stress. Don't ignore the need for professional development. Now, this is key. Oftentimes, as we're working throughout our day, we may find ourselves not feeling too confident in performing some of the tasks that we are required to perform. And so because of that, sometimes we may feel, increased anxiety because we really need to take some time to do some professional development. So don't be afraid to talk to your team leader, your supervisor, or even do your own work to build that professional development in that area that you would like to gain more confidence in performing. Don't overconsume caffeine. Of course, we love our coffee in the morning, but if you're drinking more than 4 or 5 cups a day, then we're looking at some overconsumption of caffeine, especially when you're incorporating other substances that have caffeine in them that we are ingesting as well. And so if we're doing too much or ingesting too much caffeine, then oftentimes when that caffeine wears out, we often feel that crash and burn, and then we try and use more caffeine to pump us back up. See that as a symptom that our body is trying to tell us that we need to do something different to effectively manage the stress that we are experiencing. If we're using the caffeine to supplement that, then we're going to cause more harm than good. A good one, don't skip meals. As we're busy throughout our day, make sure we're eating, food that is nutritious and healthy for us. Even if that means you put a healthy snack in your pocket or in your scrub pocket, or you bring healthy snacks, of course, with you for your lunch. Make sure you are incorporating some healthy snacks throughout your day so that you can get the energy and that's needed and healthy for you so that you can perform at your optimum level of care and not need so much caffeine. Don't neglect personal responsibilities. Okay, and so on the job, we're often giving our job and our duties and our patients our all. And then when we come home, everybody else gets the rest. Okay, that's not healthy. Do not neglect your personal responsibilities. Take care of yourself. Practice those healthy balances so that you can perform well on the job, as well as be able to perform well for yourself in your personal life and your family as well. Don't be afraid to talk to someone, whether that's a team member, whether that is your EAP representative. Don't be afraid to talk to someone. I would also recommend that if you do not have a community of healthcare professionals that you network with, whether they are local here or whether they are, in Arizona someplace, make sure you have a healthy support network of healthcare professionals that you feel comfortable in venting with and talking through things with, because not only do you get that opportunity to vent out some of that frustration that you experience throughout your day, but you also get valuable resources of ways, to incorporate healthy techniques or techniques that will improve your job throughout the day. You learn from other professionals. So don't be afraid to talk to someone. Don't ignore symptoms of stress. Mental, emotional, physical symptoms of stress. When we have the racing thoughts or the foggy brain, don't ignore that. That is our body's way of trying to let us know, warning, warning, we need to take care of ourselves. If you ignore that, then you run the risk of the symptoms increasing and becoming unmanageable. And we're talking about being able to reduce stress or effectively manage stressors. So definitely do not ignore those warning signs of stress. Don't decline others' offers for help. You have team members that step in and family members that step in and ask, hey, can I help you with that? But often we say, no, I have it. I'm good. Well, again, we're talking about prevention strategies as well. So even if you can't handle the situation, don't decline offers for help. That keeps you balanced, so you can work in your most optimum level on the job and also be your optimum level at home and personally. Don't assume others cannot function without you. Now, this is key. We often subscribe to a belief system that because of our skill level, that things will fall apart if we're not present. And that may very well be true, but also that puts a lot of undue stress on us, to continue to perform at these high levels and not take the time that we need for ourselves. Be mindful if everything will function poorly without you, everything falls apart without you, then that's a symptom that, you need to take some time to teach the others some of the skills that you have, so that you can spread this around so that you won't feel obligated to perform all the tasks and duties of the job. Don't skip vacation days and time off. Now, this is one of my issues that I often get corrected on. So make sure you spend the time to take your time off, whether that's once a month, whether that's once a quarter. Use your vacation days. You have them, use them. And when you're using them, make sure you're using them to relax and not continuing to do and perform duties of the job while you are on vacation and during your time off. So take your vacation days and time off. So some of those may have sounded familiar on the don'ts. And now I'm getting ready to, incorporate the do's so that we can understand some healthy and effective strategies, to keep us managing and reducing these stress levels. So do limit your exposure to social media and sensationalized media outlets. Now, it's important to be informed, and we all understand that. But sometimes we overindulge in social media conversations, and we overindulge in sensationalized media outlets. Just get the information that you need, so that you can be informed, and don't subject yourself to being overly exposed. This creates anxiety. This creates fear. This can create paranoia, which also, of course, affects how we perform and manage our stressors. So do not overexpose yourself to social media outlets. Do maintain your own medical appointments. Sometimes we are the worst patients. So do maintain your medical appointments, whether that is your medical appointments with your annual PCP, if we're talking about your dentist appointments. I would even recommend, of course, EAP, mental health appointments, but podiatry and chiropractic care, because you spend a lot of time on your feet, a lot of time and hours ripping and running, on the floors. You spend a lot of time sitting in awkward positions at the desk. So I would definitely incorporate, if you have not already done so, consider incorporating chiropractic care as well as podiatry care. Do use your break times on the job for a break. So when you're guzzling food, we don't want you to do that. You're guzzling your lunch while you're writing notations and documentations and things like that. No, take your break times for breaks. This falls in line with your vacation time. Use that time wisely so that your brain can get used to experiencing something different and shut down and calm down versus being in that autopilot routine that we often find ourselves following when we're on the job. Do ask for help and utilize the resources that are made available. And so again, your company offers a lot of resources. You have the EAP resource, that's available to you to talk through some emotional distress that you may be feeling. Even if you're having issues with your family, EAP is a wonderful resource to help you, learn new techniques and strategies so that you can manage your life more effectively and your overall wellness more effectively. Use the training opportunities that's available again to increase your confidence in your skills and the things that you do. Do practice mindfulness breathing exercises daily. Whether we're talking about yoga techniques, that you can learn and practice in those yoga classes as well as those exercise classes. This is January, so we're all trying to get fit. But those breathing techniques that you learn in those meditation classes and those yoga classes are very valuable, like the purse breathing exercise where you're breathing through like a balloon and the mouth of the balloon is closed or tight and you're breathing through that. If you take the time to do a purse breathing exercise about 5 minutes throughout your day, you will be surprised at the overwhelm or the calmness that you will experience by practicing that. Do wear comfortable clothing, socks, and shoes. Of course, we are often, aware of the importance of wearing, good clothing for our support as we're doing the work that we do. But I definitely want to emphasize things like making sure you're not wearing clothing that is restrictive. So if you're taking off your socks at the end of your shift and you see the imprint on your legs, then that's letting you know that your legs or your socks are restricting the blood flow in your body. And so we want you to make sure you are wearing comfortable clothing and attire throughout your day, so it does not add more stress to your body as you're trying to perform throughout your day. Do create a debriefing protocol. Now, this is very important. Often, as we're getting prepared for work, we're running and doing the things that we do to get ready to go to work. Oftentimes we end up stressing ourselves out before we even show up on the job. And so now throughout the day, we're dealing with all of the challenges that we face throughout the day that's adding more stress. So as you're leaving work, make sure you create a debriefing protocol, something that that you can be mindful, to do, that you are shedding what took place on the job as you're preparing to make this transition for your home life. Remind yourself that I have done everything that I needed to do this day to the best of my ability. Sometimes we get stuck in ruminating or the woulda, coulda, shoulda. That creates more stress, and we're talking about things we can't control anymore. So make sure you create a debriefing protocol for yourself to unwind as you're leaving the work to transition home. Then my final do for today is do let go of things, people, and events that you cannot control. Again, that ties back into that woulda, shoulda, coulda. That ties back into opportunities that you wish you had taken. It's over with. You did the best that you could do at the time that you were presented with. So remind yourself, encourage yourself to let go of things and people and events that you cannot control so you can move forward in the rest of your day. I hope these tips are helpful. Again, I created my canister so that maybe you too can incorporate, the tips that you like to use and put them in your own canisters so that you can have them on the job, you can have them at home. So when we're in those stressful times and we're in that autopilot rotation, we can go ahead and go to our canister and pull out a do, and then remind us of something that we can do in that moment to calm down and relax. Thank you for having me. I want to thank you for the work that you do, and continue to seek the help that you need as you need it.